Plancha, mother effers. Hi everybody, Carla here. From the world of quarantine, I guess, self-isolation really. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're in a country or a location where you're required to stay at home because of the coronavirus outbreak, please stay at home. Look, I even have it on my pajama t-shirt and everything. Like, it's really important for everybody to stay at home, and since I'm in Australia, so I'm not like completely locked down yet. We're not at that point. I am incessantly waiting for the government to finally take that step, because I think it's taking them a bit too long for my taste. They should really do that soon. But a lot of stuff is still open, like my university is still open, so technically I'm still working, so I don't get as much free time as most other people seem to have, given the lockdown that's happening. But I have been, and I guess that answers the question before I even pose it. I have been coughing for a while. It's not COVID. Don't worry about it. I am quite sure it's not COVID. It's just a cold. It's just I had a cough before the cold, so I'm allergic to like everything, so I live with a perma cough for like my entire life. And then I caught a cold and the cough got a little bit worse. So eventually the cold went away, so I don't have any symptoms. I haven't even had any fever, so I'm quite sure it's nothing to worry about. The cold went away with flu meds, like regular flu meds and everything, and it was quite alright and easy to get through, like just a normal cold. But I am still coughing, so I don't really want to make people uncomfortable at the office by like being around them coughing all day. So I have been working from home for the last good, 2-3 weeks or so. So I'm still alive. I don't have COVID. No need to worry about me really. I'm just staying at home provisionally, just until my cough disappears and or they lock down the country, or I guess the state. I don't know, whatever happens first, I guess. But I am definitely in favor of lockdowns. I think they're necessary if you're in a country or a location that is seeing a wide outbreak. It is the best solution. So if you have to self-isolate, if authorities are recommending social distancing or physical distancing as they're calling it, please stay at home. Seriously, guys, this is very important. Now, there's no need to make anyone panic. Most of us are going to be okay through this. All the countries will get back up on their feet. This is not the end of the world, of course. We've dealt with worse. Like I keep hearing people mention the Spanish flu epidemic, and I'm like, don't. That was terrible. Do not. We're going to be better off than that, for sure. But that doesn't mean you don't have to take this seriously. You really should. Not just because of yourself, but also because you might infect other people who have higher risk factor than you do. So please stay at home. I know this is not easy for many people. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people will lose their jobs if they stay home, but it's just better to give up your job than to lose your life, or to infect anybody and have them die. It's please keep that in mind. This is a life or death thing. You can live inside your place, stay at home for a little bit in order to make things better for those people who don't have it as easy as the rest of us do. So please stay at home. Don't go out unnecessarily. It'll just be for a little while, but it is for the best. So please stay at home, wash your hands, don't cough on people. For God's sake, do not cough or sneeze on people. Pay attention to what the experts are saying. They know better than the politicians as well. Like every morning I wake up and just fly into a rage because some politician or other is doing something that is horrible and saying stuff that is terrible. Please do not follow the politicians. Look to the experts. They know what's best for you, and they're not saying this to, I don't know, destroy the economy or whatever. They're saying it to save lives. Trust in that. Please stay inside. Now, since we all have to spend so much time inside now and we can't see each other, which honestly for me it's not much of a difference because I'm not really like a going out type of person. I would rather stay at home. So it hasn't really made much of a change for me, I guess. But I know that a lot of people out there are struggling, so I thought, hey, you know, if I can entertain them for a little bit with my crazy fandom rants and whatever, maybe I can do a video this week. Like I said, I still technically have to work, so it's not like I have all the time in the world to do this. But I don't know, I want to try to help people in any way that I can, and I think just giving people something to watch is always good, because you know Netflix is around, but it's already gone down like 3 times around the world or something. Like everybody's using their internet right now, so yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but the more people have to entertain them and to keep their mind off of what is happening outside their door, I think it's a good thing. So I thought, hey, I'll do a video. It'll take me one day, maybe a couple of days, and I can go back to work. So yeah, don't expect these every day because like I said, I am still working. Even if it's from home, I do still have to report to my supervisor, so I can't do this every day. But I thought, hey, let's do a quick video. And since I've made some strides on my to-watch list, which is good. And what I currently I went through my non-Netflix stuff, but then I rounded back to Netflix, so like my to-watch list is really weird. Currently I'm watching Dark on Netflix. I haven't finished that yet, but what I finished before Dark was something that I really loved, and it's Derry Girls. 2 seasons, 6 episodes per season. It's on Netflix. It's a really quick watch. The episodes are like half an hour long. So if you haven't seen Derry Girls, oh my god, please watch it. Like, I fell in love with this show. I've gone like full on. Like, I've read all the fanfics, I've watched all the fan videos. Like, I'm already thinking of fanfics to write. Like, I'm so far gone on this show. It's so great. And in these dark times, it's amazing because it's basically a show about people making the best out of a terrible situation that is happening to them. So Derry Girls takes place in Northern Ireland, in the town of Derry, during the 1990s. So this is during the Troubles, and more or less around the time that the Troubles are starting to come to a head, to an end, I guess. And it's a bunch of kids trying to be kids in the middle of this immense conflict where people are dying around them. And it's awesome because you wouldn't even know. Like, there are details here and there that tell you, hey, yeah, this is a tense situation that you're going through here, but it's a comedy. And yeah, it's a dark comedy a little bit, but it's hilarious. And if you are like me, one of those people who love fictional universes where children and teenagers are going through like these coming of age moments and rites and stuff, and you get just your core group of friends who go through all these hijinks together. If that's your jam, because it is my jam, if you like it too, this show is fantastic. Like, 5 main characters, 4 girls, 1 boy, and you just get to watch them go through the craziest messes, and I love it so much. So today I'm gonna talk about Derry Girls, which is my newest fandom/obsession. I really love this show. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I will not hold back from spoilers, so please do watch it before you watch this video. It is really quick. In fact, I think after I finish recording this, I'm going to go and just binge the entire thing in one sitting. Hey, it's Sunday, I can do that. I don't have to actually work today, so I will just binge through the whole thing. It's, like I said, 2 seasons, 6 episodes. The episodes are half an hour each, so it's really quick. It's really, really quick. And yeah, I just really want to watch it again. I just really want to. It usually takes me like a couple of weeks to get through these things because I watch like 1 or 2 episodes a day. This time I did it like that, but right now I'm really feeling the itch to like just watch the whole thing through again. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it first and then come back to this video, because I am doing 30-day challenge for Derry girls, like I usually do whenever I find a new fandom or a new obsession to gush over. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I hope you guys like it. Watch Derry girls and then come back. There will be spoilers, so keep that in mind.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
Alright, question 1. Favorite female character? I think both Michelle and Orla have their moments. Like, I love Michelle because she's freaking nuts, okay? She's freaking crazy. And she always gets everyone in trouble, and somehow she still manages to be lovable. Like, I don't know what it is about her, but I love how chaotic she is. And it's amazing. I just love it. And Orla's just the best. Like, she is like the purest, the funniest. She gets the best lines, and I love her. So I don't think I can decide between the two of them. I love them both. Number 2, favorite male character. That would be James, of course. He's actually pretty much my favorite character, I think, which is completely unsurprising, really. He's such a sweet little cupcake. He's so awkward, and he's a Whovian, and I love him. He's the sweetest, and I adore him. Also, Jerry, because I don't know, I think I have a type, I guess. I don't know. But I love them both, but James definitely is my favorite out of them all. Number 3, favorite guest star character. Now, Derry Girls doesn't necessarily have many guest stars. I guess they do have a few 1-episode characters, which I guess count as guest stars, and they have a couple of recurring characters. But honestly, like, isn't Colm everybody's favorite recurring character? Like, that's what I gather from the fandom. And I admit, I didn't really get it until the last episode of season 2 when he started listing US presidents. After that, I decided, oh my god, I love Colm. I just... He's so funny. It's just so funny. I love it. Number 4, favorite episode. Now, my favorite episode is episode 4 of season 2, which is the concert. It's just... my favorite aspect of this show is just all the ridiculous hijinks that the main characters get into. And this episode is like the hijinkiest of them all. For serious. I mean, it also gave me like a lot of 90s nostalgia vibes, because like, take that and concerts and you know, getting into all sorts of scrapes in order to go to a concert. Like, I never had to fight a polar bear or anything, but it was, yeah, I've sort of been there, like having to beg your parents and stuff. It just gave me so much 90s nostalgia. And for, you know, for somebody who grew up in the 90s, I love that to pieces. And the whole polar bear thing. Can we talk about the polar bear thing, because it never fails to crack me up? And also, did you know that is actually based on a true story? It actually is. it didn't happen in the 90s, but like apparently in 1972, a polar bear actually escaped from the Belfast Zoo, and I guess it's become something of an urban legend in Northern Ireland or something. It's so funny, and I love that they used it in this episode. It's amazing. Number 5, second favorite episode. Well, my second favorite episode is episode 5 of season 2, which is the prom, because I am a sucker for ridiculous teenage rites of passage, as we have already established, such as the prom. And seriously, it's like they wrote this episode just directly for me, because I'm stupid dumb about stuff like that. And I also, the Carrie thing, and just the whole thing about maybe from China, but actually from Donegal. And I just find it all so funny. I love that episode. Number 6, third favorite episode. Third favorite episode, I would say, is probably episode 4 of season 1. It's just the whole thing with Katya was hilarious. I love they had a Children of Chernobyl exchange program, and everybody was like, oh, those poor Russian people. And it's just and then Katya was like, the fuck is going on here? It was just so funny. And of course, the whole thing with Grandad Joe and his new girlfriend was kind of really sweet too. And I really adored the whole thing. I really liked it. Number 7, favorite season. That would be season 2. Don't get me wrong. I mean, season 1 was great. It was so funny. But season 2 just took the hilarity and the hijinks up to 11, and I love that. I don't think I could find one episode of season 2 that I didn't thoroughly enjoy. I like season 1, but there are episodes in season 1 that I felt this was okay, But for season 2, when I was picking my favorite episodes, I seriously just looked at the entire list of season 2 and went, all of these are amazing. How can I choose? So yeah, I mean, when they said that season 2 was going to be bigger and better, they meant it. So for sure season 2 was much better than season 1. And I know it's weird, because I've noticed now that I've been browsing through the fandom stuff that a lot of people, I don't know, seem to have some sort of grudge against season 2. I wonder if it's a shipping thing or where that came from. I'm not sure. But I thought season 2 was excellent. If season 1 was great, season 2 was just near perfect. So yeah, definitely season 2. Number 8, favorite quote. To be fair, I have a few. There's, I think my favorite is, "Help, there's a kidnapper on fire," by Orla in episode 6 of season 2. It never fails to crack me up. I love it so much that I have it in all my social media bios. Also, there's the classics like "Protestants love ABBA" or "Guns are lovely." I love that. Orla just gets the best lines, man. I love that. Number 9, first episode you watched. Well, I watched it in order, so that would be the pilot episode, yeah, for sure. Number 10, favorite ship. Okay. Disclaimer, I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to. But I am shipping James and Erin so hard after season 2. I hope we get some more moments between them in season 3. I don't know that they're actually going to have them get together outright in season 3, but I would love to at least see some little moments, because I know they're aware that people actually ship them. The showrunner actually knows this, and the cast have been asked about this, so I hope that they know that the fans are hoping for it, and that they add a little bit more of the two of them in season 3. But I love them so much. I'm obsessed. Send help. Seriously, I did not need more ships, but this is a thing that happened, I guess. I love them so much. Number 11. Second favorite ship. Now, I don't really have one. I don't think there are that many ships that stand out to me in this show. One thing I do have to say though is that I just really want Claire to get a girlfriend. I don't care who it is. If it's Orla or Michelle or whatever, or if it's just some rando girl that shows up in one episode. Like, I just want Claire to get a girlfriend because it's been such a big deal that she's a lesbian, especially considering this is all a Catholic community in Northern Ireland in the 90s. So this is, it's a big deal that she came out, and that people know that she came out, and that nobody really cares. Like, even at school, people don't seem to care all that much. And I would really like to see them do something with it, because it's been used for jokes, which is, I mean, I think it's, given the type of humor in the show, it fits. It's just, I wish they would take some action to, like, give Claire an actual romantic plot with an actual girl. That would be nice. Number 12, worst moment. Could be a death, departure, something you hated, or something you felt bad for the character, whatever. This is gonna be a weird answer, but for me, the worst moment, like the one moment that made me cringe, was when the dog was peeing on the statue of the Virgin Mary. Sorry, it never feels to give me the heebie-jeebies. Don't get me wrong, it was funny, it's hilarious. But at the same time, I cringed because, I'm Catholic, I had a Catholic upbringing, and just the idea of a dog peeing on a Virgin Mary statue is like, oh my god. And everything that happened from there was hysterical. So, like, I'm not complaining. The chain of events that unraveled from that point on was fantastic. It's just that moment there. I was literally sitting there like, oh my god, like someone's gonna get struck by lightning or something. But yeah. 13. Best moment of your favorite female character. So my favorite Michelle moment is, of course, when she tells James that he's a Derry girl now, because the perfection of it all. Oh my god. Like, I've been waiting for that for 2 seasons, and it was amazing. It was such a great scene. I love that they finally gave Michelle a serious moment, and even though it was a serious moment, and even though you could see the emotion in her, it was still so Michelle. Like, they didn't make her completely a different character. She was herself, but expressing her emotions for her cousin, and I think that's great. And for Orla, I mean, obviously the reading of Erin's diary and the open narration from the first episode, like, it's such a classic, and it's one of the moments that when I saw it, I'm like, okay, so maybe there's something to this show, like, it was like a couple of minutes in, and it's like, I like this. Number 14, best moment of your favorite male character. Obviously when James shows up to take Erin to prom. Like, obviously. But I also really like when they're at Bridie's wake, and he's like so freaked out about the body being like there, like open casket. Man, I felt that. I really felt that in my soul. It's like, yeah, open caskets creep me out, and the girls were just being like so willy-nilly with the whole thing. And Orla was touching her, and James is like, what is happening? I felt that so. Number 15, best moment of your favorite ship. Definitely, again, when James shows up to take Erin to prom. It's the sweetest thing, you guys. Like, I screamed at my TV screen because I could not stand the feels that I was having. It's such a great moment. I love it. Number 16, a scene that made you cry or that made you feel like crying. I didn't cry. I don't cry. I'm not a crier. But the ending of the first season was just super emotional to me. Just that juxtaposition of the kids being kids on one side and, having fun, and then the adults watching just aghast at the reports of people dying in an explosion. And, there's that moment when Brenda Jo puts a hand on Jerry's shoulder. Man, that hit me hard. I was not expecting that for some reason. It hit me hard. And I think that entire sequence is just like work of art. 17. a scene that made you laugh so much that your stomach hurt. There's a scene in episode 3 of season 2 when the girls are trying to carry the ship off the road so that they can keep going toward the concert. And at that point, like, they're arguing back and forth, and then they're all like, well, let's just let James handle this, you know, he's a boy. And then they realize that James is missing. And then they go on to vote whether they should go back for him or whether they should go straight to the concert. It's just, oh god, I love just thinking about it. It's so good. It's so funny. I love that scene. Number 18, best OMG scene. Just the entire detention scene in the first episode. Like, I think it was at that moment that I knew exactly what the show was going to be, and I immediately fell in love with it. Like when they're all like doing their thing and Michelle is like browsing for her lipstick and Orla's eating a sandwich. No, I'm sorry, Claire is eating a sandwich and Orla's just like touching the dead nun, and then James is being in a corner and Erin's trying to go after them like that. And then Sister Michael comes in and she's like, holy shit, what is happening? That scene, I wasn't expecting it to end like that, to get to that point, and I loved it. Also, when James shows up to take Erin to prom, because did I mention I'm a crazy shipper? Number 19, favorite sad scene, and again that would be the ending of season 1, which I mentioned before, but then there's also just the whole sequence with John Paul standing Erin up for the prom. It made me sad, like the way her family was just sitting there with her waiting, and how concerned Mary was. It's a good thing James stepped up, but until he did, I was pretty gutted for her. Like, that was really sad. Number 20, favorite funny moment. I mean, there's so many. I could just list the entire series, but in the season 1 finale, there's a moment when Michelle, they're talking about Claire, right? And Claire is avoiding Erin and just their entire group, basically, because of the way that Erin treated her when she came out. And Erin, Michelle, and James come in to the room, and they see that Claire is like sitting way off to the side where they're supposed to be sitting on this side. And Michelle says something, and James is like, does it really have to be this way? Something like that. And Michelle is like, you know, you don't have to take Claire's side just because you're gay. By the way, the whole gay thing with James cracks me up in the recurring joke. But then he says, I'm not gay, you know? And he's like, I'm gonna go sit with Claire anyway, so he goes up and leaves the other two behind. And then Michelle's like, there's nothing wrong with being gay, you homophobe. And I'm just like, I'm literally cracking up. Like, I am in stitches when that happened. And then of course there's the whole should we go back for James sequence that I already mentioned, but also just the entirety of the concert episode, like from the polar bear to the vodka bomb to the gypsies to like drunk Rita. Like, that episode is just comedy gold from start to finish, and I love it. Number 21, something you would change in the show. I personally, the only thing I would change is that I would have included a little bit more about the Troubles, because I mean, there's a fair bit of it. It's not like they're ignoring it or anything, but a lot of it is very subtle. And I think most people like myself, you know, who are not Irish, or we're not even like British at all, like, or even European, people like me might have a general grasp of what the Troubles were, but we don't really know the details. So I would have added a little bit more to like really drive the point home. But you know, I can see why they didn't. This is a comedy after all, so it's not like they're trying to make a history show or anything. So I understand, and it doesn't. I'm not upset, but if they could have, I wouldn't have minded. Number 22, favorite promo picture. I love that picture of the 5 of them just standing in front of a brick wall. And it's just, they all look so good, and they show their character's personality so well in just one photo, and that's really hard to do. And it's all just so, like, their clothes are just so perfectly 90s. Like my feels, I love it so much. 23. A promo picture that made you say, I can't wait to see that episode. I hadn't really seen any promo pics before I watched the show, so I don't think I have one. 24. Promo video or trailer that made you say, I can't wait to watch this episode. I didn't watch any promos for the episodes because I only caught it on Netflix after it had already aired. But I saw a clip. I remember I saw a clip of the scene in episode 1 where David Donnelly invites Aaron to his gig, and I immediately thought, oh my god, this is the most awkward thing ever and I must watch it. Like that's the scene that convinced me to actually watch this show, so go there. 25. Favorite premiere. Out of the two of them, the second season's premiere was better, I think. And just the whole thing about meeting up with the protestants, it's just freaking hilarious and educational, so I really enjoyed that. 26. Favorite themed episode. P-R-O-M, from! If you couldn't guess by now, I love the prom episode. It's one of my favorites. 27. Moment when you thought one of the main characters was going to die, but at the end they didn't. I don't like to admit this, but they actually really got me with that whole thing with the photo of Granda Joe and Toto. Like, I for sure thought Granda Joe was dead, and I was getting upset until somebody brought up that it was a dog, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's the dog. Great. Not that there's anything, good about dogs dying. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. So 28, and I didn't see that coming moment. In the end of the episode about the concert, when they revealed that the polar bear was caught because it stopped to eat a sheep. I was not expecting that, and it cracked me up something major. 29. The reason you watch this show. Well, first off, it's hilarious. It's super relatable. It makes me nostalgic for my teenhood because, like, I literally was growing up at this exact time, and I wasn't going through the same things that they were going through, of course. Like, for me, I live in a completely different part of the world, so I wasn't affected by what was affecting them. But there are a lot of things that I can relate to, like the Catholicism, just that culture in general. And just the priorities that these kids have are very similar to the priorities that I used to have and my friends used to have, and it's just so funny. It's just so great. I just really love this show. And last but not least, 30, a scene you'll never forget. And for me, I definitely think it's going to be the last scene of season 1, because that parallel between the two situations is just so stark, and I think it really stayed with me. I really loved, like, just cinematographically speaking, what they did with it. It was visual that was very clear and very important, and it reminded us, because we're so used to this whole thing being comedic through the entire first season, and then it just kind of punches you in the face with the idea that, hey, there's this huge thing that's happening in the background. It's not all fun and games. This is the thing that actually happened, and I really like that. I really enjoy that, and it's very tricky to have a comedy in that kind of setting, and Derry Girls just pulls it off wonderful. I think that scene right there just says it all. So yeah, that's my 30-day challenge for Derry Girls. If you guys have seen the show and like it, let me know what you think. How would you answer these questions? In your case, for example, what are your favorite characters, favorite scenes, favorite episodes? Let me know. I would love to start a conversation about Derry Girls because I love this show. Not enough people love this show, and I want to get in contact with people who love the show as much as I love this show. And I have some ideas for fanfics, so I might get on that soon. Maybe, you people know where my fanfiction is, so if you're interested in reading some Derry Girls stuff, maybe check back in the future. In the meantime, that's about what I had to say today. As usual, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like my stuff, please subscribe to my channel. I am always so grateful when people watch and like and share and subscribe, because it really helps a lot with YouTube algorithms, which are very pesky, so keep doing that, please. In the meantime, you can find me on social media. I am on Twitter and Instagram at girlsareweird with underscores between the words, and I am on Tumblr at girlsareweird with hyphens between the words. You can find a Facebook page for this vlog at facebook.com/FreakingNarnia. And as usual, be sure to visit my main website at FreakingNarnia.com. All my videos are up there in case you missed any and want to catch up. You just have to go visit and look it up there. Also, remember that I have a Redbubble store where I make art based on my favorite quotes from my favorite fandoms. I actually just uploaded one Derry Girls art that you can use then to print on all kinds of merch, such as coffee cups, computer covers, bags, that sort of stuff. So be sure to check out my store and maybe purchase something if you're in the mood. It really does help me a lot. Also, if you want to have these videos in podcast form rather than as video, so in audio form, what you want to do is support my Patreon page, because for a very small sum of money monthly, you can have these videos in podcast form at the exact same time they go up on YouTube on the exact same day. So that's a big deal, because otherwise it's going to take me a long time to get the podcast episodes up. But definitely, if you subscribe to my Patreon, you're gonna have them as soon as they go up on YouTube. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to stop by patreon.com/FreakingNarnia and check it out. And yeah, I think that's all from me today. It was a short video. I hope you liked it. I will see you guys next time, hopefully, as I move along with my to-watch list. Maybe I will find other stuff to comment about. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys next time with another video from all the way in freaking Narnia. Protestants hate ABBA. Pass it on.